We're back, and we have a lot to talk about. But I think first I would need to clean the bench because it looks terrible. So let's do that. Not bad. That took longer than I wanted to, but yeah, what do you want? First of all, thanks for coming back around my channel. It really means a lot to me that you've decided to still keep watching my videos, even though I took a break for a couple of months. So, what's going on? Actually, quite a lot. I didn't post any videos or much content at all during the entire summer season. I decided to take a little bit of a break from the YouTube thing, but I have definitely not stopped producing content like for upcoming season. So I've worked on a lot of stuff. Like pretty much everything you've seen on the channel has been worked on again. I've worked on the sand car, like the twin engine sand car. I haven't talked a lot about that, but I've worked on it a little bit. Like I wanted to prepare this for this summer, but it took so long and there's so much work that goes into it that I didn't have time to make a video on it, and it's not even done yet. So I decided not to share too much about that. I've also worked on improving some parts for these 1/5 scale G4, and I've also worked on the revision 7 for the Polaris Rush, the Yamaha Viper, and the Ski-Doo Rev, like the small yellow Ski-Doo Rev. I've basically looked around in every part and tried to save weight basically anywhere that I can. Like some of the parts, they were just a big block, for example. Now it has some patterns inside to save weight and it looks sick, basically. So if you ordered a pack during the summer, you might have some of the newer parts. It looks pretty nice in my opinion. Here's an example. This is the support for the servo in the Polaris Rush conversion. It used to be just a blank solid chunk, but now it has all sort of holes into it and it's super lightweight. So it shouldn't compromise the strength too much because there's not too much stress concentration in the spots that I remove some weight, but it will be lighter in the long run, so it's improving performance, it reduces the cost of manufacturing and everything. So also it's a good stuff, and it's also looking pretty sick. So I wasn't sleeping this summer. Well, not entirely. I was sleeping a little bit, but probably not enough. So yeah, I've been working on a lot of stuff. I've also spent a lot of money on new equipment. You might see my image is looking a bit better, and the audio is also a little bit better to try to hopefully make some better videos. I've also invested a lot of money into new materials, some stuff that I haven't been able to use before. We're talking like carbon fiber and some new aluminum pieces. I'm gonna give you an example, right? So in this container, I have a set of M3x40 aluminum screws. So what's special about those? Well, I've looked everywhere and I could not find on the internet a set of M3x40 screws. So the goal was to get in touch with a company in India and make a set of screws in aluminum. And why aluminum? Well, the density of aluminum versus stainless is like almost 4 times lighter. So you can basically have 4 aluminum screws for the weight of 1 stainless screw. So you're saving weight pretty quickly. But I could not find M3x40, which is the typical maximum size that my project use. So I've made a bunch of M3x40, and you can just cut the length you need and you're gonna save a lot of weight in the long run. But I made a lot of them because it was not possible to make less. So if you want a set of screws in aluminum for your projects, for conversion kits, or maybe you have a big RC helicopters or whatever, I'm gonna offer some of them for sale. So basically these they cost me a lot of money to produce, so I'm just gonna make it cost for everybody else. So it cost me around $1 per screw. So I'm gonna offer them for sale at the exact same price. So I'm gonna probably sell a little pack of 5 for $5. So if you want 20 screws, you can take 4 packs. And yeah, you're gonna save a lot of weight this way. That's something new. The goal was to try to do some contacts with some manufacturers to try to have new parts, because 3D printing is nice and all, but a 3D printed part will never look quite as smooth as a injection molded part. I've worked a lot to try to get some experience in that domain, so that maybe one day I will be able to produce a fully injection molded and, you know, hobby grade, proper, durable sled. That's not 3D printed. There's nothing wrong with 3D printing, but it's the look. A printed part will look like a printed part. So maybe in the future I will be able to offer something for people at large that could be selling in hobby shops and stuff. But for the moment, I'm just, you know, dipping my toes in the water and trying to see what I can do. In the meantime, these parts can be retrofitted to some of these machines to try to improve the strength, the look, or, you know, all that sort of stuff. So I now have some carbon fiber parts, I have some aluminum parts that are super light, so hopefully that serves me well. And serves you well as well, because you might get a set now. I've also looked into making my parts a little bit better, stronger and lighter, so I'm gonna have a video explaining how these parts could be improved and optimized. There's gonna be a series on engineering and overall upgrading your creations. So if I were you, I would really look into that. I put a lot of time into making these videos and they're quite informative, so I'm not pushing you to do so, but yeah, I would really look into that video if I were you. Even if you're just a car guy and you don't care about snowmobiles, it's going to be pretty interesting stuff. Another thing I want to talk about is the next challenge for the upcoming season. So last year I made a challenge that was to create a RC snowmobile that was based on the Alpha snowmobile and all the challenge that comes with like monorail skid design. There's a few people that participated, and I'm grateful that they did, because it would have been an awkward challenge if nobody participated. But anyways, so to all of the people that participated, they will get the files for the snowmobile that me and Miko designed for free. This package, like this snowmobile kit, will maybe be available soon in the workshop and in digital files, but for the meantime it's still not available because we're not done making everything on point. For these people, once the files are out, they will get a set for free as a thank you for participating. So for this year, I made a poll in the spring asking what you would rather want to see / participate in. And for the two options that I thought were the most interesting, which was the dynamic weight system or the nitro powered snowmobile, I was surprised that like over 60% of the people wanted to see the nitro powered snowmobiles. So there's that. Okay, so the challenge this year is to take a nitro engine and fit it in a remote control snowmobile. Now this might seem a lot more easy on paper than it is in real life, and that's because it is. There's a lot of challenges with the heat and the tuning and, you know, the space constraints and the material choices. So it is quite a challenge, but there's also a lot of possibilities regarding where you can go from there. If you don't have access to a printer and all that modern stuff, you can just use some aluminum sheets and you can cut and bend and make some all sorts of shape. And basically I'm saying this because Brian Tim has done it a few years ago. I don't think he has posted a video in a long time, but I wish he would. He made a fully steel framed with some plans for a water-cooled system, but I think he abandoned the water cooling system a long time ago. His snowmobile was nitro powered and it was pretty decent. There's also Jordan Krupp, which you probably all know by now. He has made some RC snowmobiles which were nitro powered. You can also 3D print your snowmobile. That's not a problem, but the challenge lies behind the fact that this is producing a lot of heat, and this is a plastic that melts with heat. So you can see where challenge is. You also need to deal with the space constraints and the material choices, and you cannot just plop this engine into a plastic holder. It's gonna melt. So you see where all the challenge lies. It's up to you to choose what platform you want to use. There's only one caveat. I will not accept that you use an Architect snowmobile which is already Nitro powered and it's already half decent. If you want to use the Architect, however, I will allow you to use it in the condition that you change it in a significant way, like you completely change the track and the skis and the suspension to make it look basically unrecognizable. So you can use the base frame and the engine mount and maybe the transmission, but everything has to be specific to you because there's a lot less work in just modifying a snowmobile than it is to create something from scratch. Don't make it simple on yourself. Try to push your own limits and try to make something that you're gonna be proud of. It's also a lot more fun this way. There's no limit on how big the engine or the snowmobile has to be, but again, it has to be Nitro powered. So no two-stroke 800cc engines. Although that would be cool. It has to be running in your video, like running in the snow, because anyone can just put an engine into a snowmobile and call it good and working. No, it has to be working, it has to go forward, it has to be running. You can do it as a team as well. So I'm sure there's a lot of people having some Nitro engine laying around. So I think it will be a great project for a father and son or a nephew or whatever. You can do a little video of you two talking about some of the challenges and stuff. It could be really nice. I will also be participating in myself. I already have something in the works that could, maybe work. I have already made a Nitro snowmobile last year, Project Meteor. It was a pretty nice snowmobile, but I want to do something even better this year. So try to improve on some of the challenges that I've faced. Maybe try to implement something better, and just overall have a better snowmobile. So I will also participate in myself, and I hope you will participate in as well. One more thing I want to go over is that I am going to be selling a few of my snowmobiles in the early October. So I'm going to sell a few snowmobiles, some that are smaller, like 1/7 scale, some of them are bigger, like 1/5 scale, like these guys. I will be selling Schottky. So this guy here, I will be selling it because I know that I can make snowmobiles, and I want somebody else to appreciate the work that I've put into these machines. So I know that I can make any snowmobiles that I want. I just want somebody else to experience them. So I will be selling Schottky. I also have some new techniques that I can work to try to improve further the weight saving. Price obviously reflects the work that has been put into it. So there's going to be more than one unit for sale, and they will vary in price depending on what comes with the snowmobile. So if it has no electronics and nothing, just a bare frame, it is going to be cheaper than a fully built snowmobile that has everything and is running. So I will not be selling Decagon just yet, because I think it would be nice to film some of the reaction of people using it, because it is such an insane snowmobile. And I don't have the feeling that I've captured it enough on camera. So I want some people to experience it, so I'm going to bring it to some events and pass it around. Maybe some people that already have some experience with RC vehicles, so that they can give me their feedbacks and film their reactions. I think it would be pretty nice. So I'm not going to be selling him just yet, maybe in the 2022, but for now I'll keep it. But I'm working as much as I can to try to bring new snowmobiles and try to make it available for you guys. So like I said, in October, like the first week or second week of October, I should have something ready for you guys. There's going to be a video explaining it, so you don't have to send me an email on the website or in the comments. There will be a video explaining it, so don't get too excited just yet. Also, revision 7 is coming very soon. It's in the works, and it has been in the works for a long time. Lots of parts have been improved, and it should come in the next maybe 2 weeks. It saves a lot of weight, and the parts look a lot nicer now. So if you already have the files, you will get the new files for free, and if you want to get the files, they will be available on the website, and every subsequent update is free. So also, if you order a conversion kit, like a physical conversion kit for your snowmobile, it's going to come with the new parts, of course. so you will have the latest parts. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you will participate in a challenge. The more people participate, the better. Thanks for watching, and thanks for riding with me.